Hello, happy Sunday. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good myself. Had a big day this so far. Had to mow the lawn, you know, big Midwestern things. Mowing the lawn while football's about to start. Myself, I'm not big into the NFL that much, so instead I figured why not go ahead and do some game cleaning, get some of that done, and I might as well stream it and see if anybody else wants to hang out. So the big thing I have to show today, I didn't think I was gonna have enough to do a game cleaning stream. I was not expecting that, but I had an eBay item lot thing that I won that I'll be talking about here. It's not really a lot as much as it was one guy selling a bunch of stuff, and I sent him a message and said, hey, would you be willing to combine shipping? And he said, yeah, if you buy a bunch of stuff, I'll just, you know, say to put it all together and just ship it for whatever it costs to actually send it out. So I was like, cool beans. So I bought one thing. What started all this, you know what, I'll go ahead and show it. Go ahead and put it on and show what I got there. Oh yeah, let me switch over to the camera. Actually, you know what, this one's probably a good start. It's a DDR mat, a Wii Dance Dance Revolution mat. So I have one of these, but now I have a second one. The reason I would want a second one is so I can do 2 players, or maybe if the first one gets goobered, now I've got a backup. These are pretty fragile. In fact, I don't even know if this one works. But yeah, let's get into our cleaning setup. There we go. So we can get a good deal, good look at this one. So as you can see, it definitely is a little dirty. It's a little dirty. Now that said, the cord also has one of these like little zip ties on it, and it's kind of the way it's kind of wrapped. I am not sure if this is actually used or not. I can't tell. It's got some marks on here, like right there. So I guess it probably is used. But it does look like it's gonna fold it right back up where it was. So yeah, so I don't have a lot of experience with cleaning Dance Dance Revolution playmats. But I think what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna get a paper towel, and I'm gonna get out some all-purpose cleaner. I'm gonna use Method all-purpose cleaner is gonna be my go-to on that one. So we're just gonna spray this to get it all wet. Probably need a lot because I'm gonna go all around the whole thing and take it apart and all that. But let's at least start here and just see if we can just get some of this like dirt and grime off of here. See how it goes. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna get out of this. In fact, that spot right there isn't really coming out a whole lot. Let's try some elbow grease. We haven't tried elbow grease yet. That might make a difference. Not doing a lot. It's not really coming out. I do have a little bit of color. Yeah, I got a little bit of color on my paper towel. So at least I'm getting some gunk off, even if I can't get that little black stain that's there to come off at all. But yeah, so let's this is gonna be kind of a mess. I feel like I almost want to stick it in a bathtub and give it a bath. Ugh, we'll just kind of show you some of what's going on here. So it looks like it's in pretty good shape. It looks like it's okay. You can't really get a good look at it from here. I don't even know how to show off cleaning this one. It's kind of a mess. But anyway, so back to the story though. So the Dance Dance Revolution mat is what started it. He was selling it for like $10 plus $10 shipping. So I was like, that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal. I'm pretty interested in that. So I watched the item, you know, to buy it now. I'm thinking about it. Meanwhile, I'm looking through all of his other items, you know, just to think, you know, I wonder if he will do, like, I do that on a lot of eBay stuff. Like, once I find one person selling something for a good deal, I kind of look at the rest of their stuff to see if they've got other stuff and if they do combined shipping discounts or whatever. And so he has a bunch of stuff for like $1 or $2, like really cheap. The only problem is the shipping was a little high for the item. So like, you know, a game that normally goes for $5 by itself anyway, like the shipping was making it like $7. And so I was kind of like, well, all right, I don't really $7 want those games, whatever. But then the seller, you know, sends me an offer and, you know, says, oh, you can get this for my special deal for a limited time. And it's 90% off. He says $1 plus the $10 shipping charge for that DDR mat, and you can have it for $11. So that's when I message him and say, You know, I might be looking at some of these other things you've got going on over here. Would you be willing to perhaps do some combined shipping discounts? And he says, yep. So he says basically what he wants me to do is he wants me to order everything individually and place separate items or separate orders for all of them. So instead of coming across eBay as one transaction for like all the items, now he has like 10 different transactions for all these different sales. And then I'm just hoping that like somehow this is going to work out in my favor, because I currently just spent $70 on games that are not close to worth $70. But yeah, sure enough, I get a bunch of spam on my phone later on that's like, you've gotten a refund of like $550, $560, something like that, and I get it like 10 times. And so every item I got, by the end of it, I got the DDR mat and I think like 10 games for about $20 plus tax, $21 plus tax, I think. So cool. Cool. The other reason I got a Wii Dance Dance Revolution map, by the way, is the Wii is also really easy to hack. So there's a lot of games and there's a lot of DLC for music and rhythm games. So if I have the Wii version of Dance Dance Revolution working and I've got some Wii dance pads, then that means suddenly like the whole thing is at my fingertips. So now I could suddenly load up all the games on my hacked Wii, all of the DLC and all that, and have a ton going on. So it suddenly becomes a really cheap, really good DDR machine if I can get, you know, a good pad for it. So I've often thought about getting like a permanent hard pad for Dance Dance Revolution, but I've never really gotten around to it. It's I think the problem is it still doesn't seem like it's that sturdy or more reliable. Like kind of anything you get is going to break over time. It's more like you just need to figure out how they work and how you can fix them, maybe solder some stuff back on if you need to, which I don't know how to do, but for $11 I'll get another pad and see where that takes me. So there's that. So what else did I get in this lot? Nothing that you're gonna get like super jazzed about, but it is stuff that I was willing to spend $1 on. So let's start with Game Boy Advance. This is the Hot Wheels dual pack of Hot Wheels. Which one is this? I know Hot Wheels World Waste. What's the other one? X Velocity. There you go. I don't think either of these games are very good, but for $1 for 2 Game Boy Advance racing games, I'll give them a shot. I'll try them out. See how they go. So there's a couple different ways you could open up a Game Boy Advance game. You could take the tri-wing screw out and take it all the way out and wipe it all the way down. I'm hoping I don't need to go to that extent. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to get out some cotton swabs, get out one of these. And then I've got some 91% isopropyl alcohol in a little squeeze bottle. So I'm going to get that kind of all over my little Q-tip thing there. Dab off some of the excess. And just put that in between the plastic and the contacts there. Give that a wipe down. And see how dirty and how much gunk we're getting off of here. If it's really, really gross, I could open this up and take my eraser to it, to those contacts. But usually Game Boy Advance games don't need that much work. Usually just a simple Q-tip cleaning is all it needs. Let's see if we can kind of see in there. But yeah, you can kind of see a little bit in there. Not really any big grimy issues in there. Looks like it should be fine. Go ahead and wipe it with the other side as well, just to make sure that's good. And it is. Okay. Take a Game Boy Advance, try it out, make sure it works. All right, powered on. That's a great start. There you go. World Race or X Velocity. All right. Very exciting. Power's on. I'm gonna get like 10 seconds of gameplay just so I know kind of what this racing game is all about. If it'll let me get through the opening scenes, which it might not. I might be stuck here forever. Quick race, that's me. Racing quickly. Sure, how about Charlie, Rafa, whatever, let's do it. Sure, sounds great, let's go it. Oh, we got some real Mario Kart looking vibes so far. Alright, there you go. Like, I mean, this is absolutely going to be worth 50 cents. Oh, and that's got F-Zero jumps? I got a try again for something I did wrong. I'm not sure. Considering I haven't tried it very hard so far. Oh, because I didn't do a trick. That's why. I'm supposed to do, like, a trick. Anyway, the game works. Put that in the winner pile. Next up for Game Boy Advance is I got a couple of Disney platformers that are, you know, mediocre at best, but for $1 I will throw it in my cart, try it out, and play it a little bit. So go ahead and just go give this one a few wipes too, see if we can get any dirt and grime off of here. Yep, not much color coming off of here. So that's a good sign. No other marks or anything on this cartridge that I need to be concerned about, I don't think. You know, a lot of times I'll get like sticker residue on the back or something like that, and these showed up in pretty good shape considering you kind of didn't know what you were getting. So, super happy with that so far. Alright, power's on. That's good. Oh, look at that. That's some great GBA graphics right there. All right. Enchanted works. Happy to see that. That's why I put the lid back on there. Next one up, another Disney platformer that I've heard middling things about. Maybe a little above middling, actually. Brother Bear. I don't know anything about this at all. I was too old by the time this one came around that I missed all of Brother Bear. Yeah, don't really know much about that one. Go ahead and give this one a few more fresh squirts of isopropyl alcohol. And just go inside there. And yeah, if I had a whole bunch of color, I might try a little bit harder on here. Looks like it's going pretty well. Mr. Mullet Gaming, hello, welcome on in. Be careful with those cleaning fumes. Could lead to an interesting Sunday afternoon, if you know what I mean. How goes it, Chadley? It's going pretty good here. How about yourself, sir? As you know, we're having a very good Ohio weather day today. So I've already been outside for multiple hours. I'm ready to now sit inside on my butt and do some gaming, do some streaming. How about you? Do you got more of your Link's Awakening streams coming up soon? I know you had one last night. Have not had a chance to check it yet because I was doing my own gaming, I think, at the same time, but I will hopefully look for the VOD of that later. Scotch and Hobbies is raiding with a party of 2. Hello, Scotch and Hobbies. Welcome on in. He just came back from some X-Files. How was X-Files? How did the X-Files experience go? Did you find the aliens, or was it all zombies? X-Files is very good. Nice. I can't remember who was talking about it. It was either Pam or Blink, but one of those two was talking like just briefly about like, oh, there's an X-Files game. And that was the end of it. And I was like, whoa, hold up a minute. I bet that's absolutely a streamable game. I bet that is absolutely some great content that you could be mining. Okay, so here's Brother Bear, in case you were curious. It appears to be some sort of platforming game. So yeah, there you go, a Disney platformer. Again, Did I get $1's worth of value out of this? I bet I do. Uh-oh. I don't know how to get up there. Oh, geez. I'll have to, like, actually read. Oh, you got, like, a running thing? This could be the next Donkey Kong Country, and you just don't even know. We've all been missing out. Brother Bear for Game Boy Advance. Is it the next Donkey Kong Country? Who can say? I can say it's not. But it works. Link's Awakening was a mess last night. Spent the whole stream trying to figure out a dungeon. Oh, man, yeah. Rough. Unstroked from being outside. Apparently there's an FMV X-Files game for PS1 I didn't know about. Oh, I didn't realize this wasn't the same game. I thought this was... There's more than one XCOM game. I am now the fool. So which version on which system were you playing then? Mr. Mullet Gaming's going to be back at it on Saturday with some more Link's Awakening. So that'll be good. So I got a whole, like, 6 days to get caught up. So here's my next game that I got in that same lot from that same seller. Again, paid $1 for Family Feud 2010 edition. I am similar to Pam in the sense that I also have a obsession with game shows, and game show video games are, you know, sometimes fun. Sometimes fun to pull out in a party or whatever. So we've got some stickers on here that I don't really want. So I'm going to get out my plastic scraper tool. And also this case is, you can kind of see up here in the corner a little bit. This is pretty dirty. This one's going to need a little bit more cleaning than just my my cartridges that I was using before. So, Mr. Mullet Game, it says he loves Family Feud. Gotcha Hobby says he's playing the PS2 game subtitled Resist and Serve. Thank you, thank you. Not a very cheap game these days. All right, I'm going to put this little card under here to help protect this vinyl case from me gouging at it with a big plastic scraping tool. So it should help protect that a little bit. Right now I'm just kind of working on each one of these corners, seeing if there's one that's a little more loose than the other ones. See if it'll pick up the easiest. I think where I started, this top right corner, is the easiest one. Well, it's, you know, bottom right corner from where I am now, but you know what I'm saying? All right, I've got some tearing going on here, so I'm gonna have to keep scraping before I just start peeling. Patiently go back and forth. Mr. Mullet, which dungeon was it that you were stuck on in Link's Awakening? Which is the one that was giving you trouble? Love your streaming setup. The audio sounds real nice. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, feel free to let me know if you've got any, if the levels are off or anything at all. I've been mostly, I mess with a bunch of my settings to play XCOM lately, so hopefully I don't have to, all my settings are still good. Let me know if anything is off at all, because I can easily make some adjustments. Base Temple, level 6. Oh my goodness, yep. Yep, that one. I'm assuming you've played Link's Awakening before? Is this like another replay for you just years later? Or is this your first time in the Link's Awakening Game Boy universe? Still tearing up here. Looks like there's a kind of like a big pile of stickers on here. Sometimes those come off even easier than normal, but this one is the very base layer of sticker is tearing pretty badly. So I can't quite get the whole thing up yet. It's a replay, but forgot everything. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like me. That sounds like me. It makes the get a replay for the polykill challenge a lot easier when you don't remember any of the games you've played years ago. You just remember liking them. So it makes it real nice to have that replay challenge. I think it's an important part of it. I wish I had been doing a better job of it this year, of doing my replays. Oh, there we go. Now we're starting to come up pretty good. I'm just trying to help keep it going with this little plastic scraper. So I keep peeling it back. I feel like the other cool thing with the rebeats is that I feel like it's a really good excuse to play like a remastered version of a game you've already beaten, and you can call that a rebeat if you want to as well. Blinkoom, clean them dirty boys. Thank you very much. We're doing our best. We're doing our best. Got a copy of Family Feud here that we bought for $1 whole. I'd buy that for $1. But, you know, it does have some stickers on it, so we're going to have to get that off of there. But yeah, I had all sorts of big intentions on what I was going to use my rebeats for at the beginning of the year. I think I was going to play The World Ends With You on that remaster that came out on Switch, because I did love the DS game. Absolutely loved it. And I heard the other versions weren't as good, but I thought that replay challenge would be a really good way to convince myself to get in there, give it a shot, and see for myself. Oh, there we go. And it's gone. I need to get like a little side trash can on the side of my desk so I can just throw stuff away easily. All right, and then we're not done yet. We got one on the back too. So I scrape that one away as well. Can confirm, Scotch, that did look like a very PS2 jank survival horror fest, where like it's the good kind of jank, not the bad kind of jank. Not the bad kind of jank where you're like, what am I supposed to do here? I don't know how to proceed. I don't know what you want from me. But like the good jank of the like, all right, that was weird. I can see why you wanted me to do that. I know it took me like 12 tries to get it done, but we got there eventually. That kind of jank, you know? Boy, this guy's really on here. Oh, there we go. No, it's not. This one's coming right up from this side. I found your weak point. It's like a Star Fox game. It was like glowing right here. There was a big glowy red and yellow dot. Use bombs wisely. It's okay. It tore over here. All right, boss man, let's go. All right, so if I just keep encouraging it lightly down here, and then up here, should be able to resume our peeling action. Oh, I see. At the very bottom is a. I think it's. Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what if I can pull this off when I get to the back. But I got a very different sticker on the very, very bottom than the other ones. According to the label, by the way, in case you're curious, this game was purchased or was printed on December 2nd of 2010. That's when the sticker was printed. So the sticker is now at least 12 and a half years old. There we go. Now we're getting that, peeling that off there. Let's keep that going. So this might have been quite a well-loved game. Aha, yes, I found it. Okay. So if I look on this inversely, see that big R in the corner? This was a refurbished disc. But at some point, somebody returned this and said, I can't get this to work anymore. So let's pop this open. How bad is this disc on the other side? Not too bad. I don't see a lot of problems with that. It's a little dirty, but it's not... I don't see like the buildup of gunk in here or anything. Could be they had multiple discs in here and one disc didn't go with this case. I'm gonna get out a little bit softer cloth here that I'm gonna use for the disc, because it did say it's a little bit gross. So not a ton of action here. I'm just gonna kind of just touch it just a little bit with my all-purpose cleaner. Not much at all. Really don't want much on that. I probably don't even need any at all. But I'm gonna see if I can get some of these little, like, yeah, there you go. You can see some of those like grimy spots on there. To see if I can get that off there. Just gonna be real gentle with this. Try not to do any sort of scratches. Kind of rotating it, spinning it as I do this. And pulling it just down toward me. Just to get some of those like fingerprints and goo off that disc. I don't usually do this with all my games, but this one I took a peek at it and went, ugh. So, figured we'd clean that off. Okay, looks a little better. Kind of rotating around on my camera, on my lighting on my side to make sure I got all the parts. There we go. Let's see. See a whole lot of issues with that one. We got that looking much better. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side carefully, upside down for now, because this case is next. So I'm gonna take a paper towel, take some all-purpose cleaner, using Method all-purpose cleaner today. Give that a spray. I'm just gonna wipe down the outside of this vinyl case, just trying to get some of this, again, dirt and grime that's built up on years and years of GameStop shelves, plus whoever knows whatever else this has been doing since that last guy had it. Good news is, though, that my paper towel is not too grimy, it's not too dirty, so not a ton of junk going on here. Texas Reverend, welcome on in. You got a compelling stream going on here. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Okay, so the story on this lot, I explained it at the beginning of the stream, but I'll go ahead and do it again because I got a few more people who showed up since then. Is it all started, it's one eBay lot that wasn't really a lot. It was one seller selling a bunch of cheap games with bad shipping prices. And so, long story short, he sent me an offer for 90% off one of his buy it now games. And so before I said yes, I said, hey, would you be willing to combine some shipping on some of your other items you've got going on there, you know, like some Family Feud? I might buy that if it was, you know, shipped to me quickly and cheaply. And he said, yeah, sure. So I bought all these games, all for basically $1 each, because he just included it in the price of shipping the big item, which was, as we showed off earlier, a Wii Dance Dance Revolution mat for $1 plus $10 shipped. So he sold that to me. I was like, I want a second DDR mat for my Wii because it is hacked, so I can just like load lots of DDR songs on it. It'd be great. And now I have a second mat and all these games on it. So, and all these other games that I got for cheap. So there we go. As someone who once upon a time worked at both GameStop and EB Games, I know the pain of trying to peel those dang stickers off after they've been mushed on there for years. Yup. I also worked at GameStop for, hold up a minute, like 3 years. I was like 3 years at GameStop. All right, so let me kind of show you off how we're looking here. There's still maybe a little residue where that sticker was. Let's see if I can show it off. The fact that it, well, not really. You can kind of see like almost crazing, and I don't think I can get that off. I think that's like permanent damage from that sticker. That's kind of all that is, I think. I can give it just a little bit more attention there. But yeah, I think that's just some permanent damage from stickers that happens. But that one's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with Family Feud. I'll test that out later, make sure that works. Put that aside. Dance game hype, heck yeah. Next game up, again, another dollar purchase, Wheel of Fortune. I mean, it just doesn't really get old, right? Like, this one doesn't really, unlike so many other, like, game show games, like, this doesn't really age. This one doesn't really have a problem where it's like, you know, oh, well, like, that Family Feud question doesn't even make sense anymore. Like, where would you find a phone booth? I don't know. The past? There's nowhere I can find a phone booth. How's our disc looking? A little bit of scratches, a little bit of fingerprints. Give it just a quick wipe down on here too. But Wheel of Fortune, yeah, it's really just phrases. They're almost always still relevant or make sense today. So it's at least a timeless game. Works pretty well. Trying to not get any more scratches on there, but that's a little bit better there. Torg is coming up in Columbus. That's right. I still have to get my tickets, but I will definitely be there. We'll definitely be going to Torg. Nordic Games, is that a subsidiary of THQ Nordic? Good question. Let's take a close look at the back. Does that say anything on there? Nordic Games. I see a Backbone Entertainment. I don't think so. I think this was separate. Yeah, oh, there's Wheel of Fortune stuff. I think this was separate of THQ. Could be wrong. I'm sure it's not the best well-known company making video games, but I will give that just another fresh shot of cleaner and just kind of wipe down that case a little bit. Ooh, I am getting a little bit of color on that paper towel, so this case was indeed somewhat grimy. Should be a lot better. And kind of fold that over and wipe that down one more time just without the cleaner, trying to get some of the residual stickiness, if any, off of there. Oh, here's a fun fact for your Wheel of Fortune friends. This is compatible with We Speak. Now, there's quite an accessory we don't talk about much these days. The We Speak accessory. I don't think I have one of those. I think I do have microphones, but those are going to be from like GameCube and Rock Band. I don't think I have a We Speak. I need a gaming historian 57-minute video on the We Speak accessory. I need gaming historian to show his face over here and say, you know, that the We Speak was a massive disappointment, and give his like patented frowny face. I absolutely love Norm's frowny face when he's like disappointed in a video game accessory. He's just like, and it's so good. He's always like, the We Speak was a massive failure. Oh God, I love it. I love it. Hey, Dodecahedron, hello, welcome on in. Speaking of game shows that age, Family Feud on NES had a survey of, like, what is an ashtray made of? And one of the answers was tortoise shell? Yikes. Yikes. Making you want to go claim all the games on your shelf. So, interestingly enough, I have a separate pile over here that I'm going to continue after I finish these games of some of my childhood games that I have that are, that do need a cleaning. Most of mine are pretty good. I have some childhood game like NES games that just are due for a cleaning, but no, I pulled a different stack. I pulled a stack of games that needed professional work of cleaning. They needed attention that I never gave them when I was a kid, and now I'm gonna go back and see what I can do on some of those. So that'll be coming up. That'll be fun. I got a couple more to show off here though. I have The Price is Right decades. So we'll see. Again, that could be decades, so that could be very dated. They'll be like, what was the price of a toaster oven in 1970? And I'll be like, oh no, I have no idea. Oh nice, this one's got French on it. That's cool. For sale, rental, and use only in the USA, Canada, Mexico, and Latin America. So there you go. This one's a Ubisoft game, so maybe they are. I don't think this one has Backbone Entertainment. Let's take a peek. Does this have Backbone Entertainment on it as well? Nah, this one's got Fremantle Enterprises. Ubisoft Entertainment under license of Ludia. Yeah, this might be different. Might be different. Now, this one is missing the case, or sorry, the manual. So I should have told the guy I'm not going to pay more than 50 cents for it because it's missing the manual. Now, the good news, though, is the disc this time is like impeccable. That one's really good. I'll take that. Not even going to touch that. I am just going to wipe down the outside of this case. Forgot I had my Ninja Turtles playing in the background for just, you know, like, cool vibes. And I forgot it has that scene that's like really flashy. Actually distracting. I'll have to pick a different game. Went to grab I had a different plan, and then I couldn't find it. That was a little terrifying. I was like, where is my game that I was gonna plug in? Super Punch-Out. Couldn't find it. So either it's in the stack and I already forgot about it, though I don't think so, or I have somehow managed to lose a copy of Super Punch-Out somehow, which is, I mean, I'd have to go back and probably go get another one of those immediately. I think that is like the most terrifying thing about video game collecting as a whole, is when you're just like, yeah, I got that game for sure. Yeah, I got that game. Yeah, I can play it whenever I want to. It's fine. I got that game. And then you're like, where is it? I can't find it. I don't understand. I keep very good track of all my games. Have an online thing where I keep track of everything in there. Where is it? How could I have lost it? Anyway, here's the finished product of this one. It's looking mighty fine. And then this one is not in that lot. This is a separate game that I got. Mushroom Men, The Spore Wars, another sort of 3D platformer type of thing for the Wii. That's, I mean, some people might say it's a hidden gem. Others might say it's actually just janky and not very good. So whichever side of the spectrum you fell on for that is up to you. I bought it so I could find out for myself how I felt about it. You want to clean your house? You once lost about 6 months, 4 copies of a Magic Gathering card that was worth like $65 a piece. Yikes! Yikes! Oh, I just picked up the DS Mushroom Men game this weekend. I was watching for that one too, but I could never find one cheap enough. I wonder if you bought one I was literally looking at. I'm gonna keep that a secret though for next time you do a pickup video. I won't tell anyone that I know what one of your pixelated images is. I'll just try to show off that I'm like really smart when I know. Like, oh, that's very obviously Mushroom Men on DS. You can tell that from a mile away. Alright, so I'm using my plastic scraper tool here, trying to get under here. As you can see, this has already been like kind of peeled off once before, so it's going to be even harder to get off than usual. This one should take me a little more effort, a little more patience to try to get this off. I do have some chemicals I could use to help this out if I need to, and I'm tempted to do that, because this is going to be tough. Honor amongst pickuppers. That Wii game is surprisingly pricey for a Wii game. Yep, it's been one I've been looking for a long time, because I was also like, I do want to try it, but I don't more than $10 want to try it. So I eventually did get one. Okay, let's try, yeah, this is a used Q-tip. Let's get that out of here. I'm going to get a new one. And we're going to try a new tool on this. We're going to use some heptane, which if you're not familiar with heptane, it's kind of like a rubber cement cleaner kind of thing. And so here's my plan. So this works really well on residue, sticker residue and stuff. It's not harmful to vinyl, unlike isopropyl alcohol can be rough on vinyl. It can kind of deteriorate it and make it like crazed, is kind of the term I think they use for it. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to kind of use it to like wipe underneath the sticker, and it should eat up a lot of that residue there, and over time make that easier to peel up, in theory. So yeah, I'll kind of like, you know, give it like a line across the thing, and then continue using my plastic scraper to get under there. So it kind of just makes it faster and easier to get under it. Oops, sorry about that. Looks like my stream just entered the Matrix for a second. I think we're okay, though. Not sure what happened there. Get the mask out! OSHA violation! Oh no! Not in front of Mr. Mullet Gaming. He's gonna tell me when I'm making a health and safety issue. But he's also gonna tell me how to fix it, if in case I'm like, yeah, I have a problem. I inhaled too many fumes. I don't even have my gloves out for this either. I could put them on, but I didn't. So the heptane also dries off really quickly. So yeah, I might need to redo this one. Am I going to be on a little while longer? Yep, should be on for another probably 45 minutes at least, I would say. Might take a dinner break. And even if I do disappear, I do plan on doing another gameplay stream later tonight as well. Probably pick up a little bit more of that XCOM Chimera Squad, trying to get that letter X beat before too long. There we go. Now I've got some nice moisture there again. Put that back under there. There we go. All right, good luck on your trip, Scotch and Hobbies. Hope you find some good, nice flavors that you're looking for. Whether that's a new adventure you're hoping to try or your favorite standby that you hope is still there. Either way, good luck to you, sir. I'm assuming I can't just peel this off, right? No, it's immediately tearing. Nope, we're just gotta keep on chugging away at this. Is it bad though that at this point I'm starting to find like dirty games and I'm starting to be like, that looks like some future content. That looks like future game cleaning content. Like, you go on eBay looking for a game, and you see one that looks like it's in pretty good shape, and you're like, oh, that looks pretty good, I might pick that up. And then you look again, and you're like, oh, I see another one. It's a little bit cheaper. Maybe $1 cheaper, but it's in awful shape. It's bad. It's dirty. It's gross, covered in stickers, maybe some Sharpie and permanent marker on there. And you're like, I could put that on the cleaning stream. I could clean that in front of everybody. I'm gonna get the dirty, skanky version. I'm gonna go a little bit more, and then I'll have to refill my heptane again. There we go. Now it's coming up. Much easier thanks to that heptane. Should probably keep using it. Now, heptane is going to be really severe on paper, which is part of why this is good for this, but it's bad for... means you can't use it on labels is the problem. Those stickers on labels, I have not figured out a good way to get them off yet. I leave them alone most of the time. I'm just like, nah, you can just be there. You can just live there forever. Boy, this heptane's already drying off. It's dries quick. Another thing you can do too, if you really want to take the shortcut. Oops, I just spilled that all over my table. Fail. Hold place. I was just gonna say, one thing you can do is also just blot out. How bad is it? Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, I caught it before it got too bad. Anyway, one thing you can do too is just kind of just blot it all over that sticker, and the whole thing will just start to eat away and it'll be ready by the time you get to it. So it's a little more quick and dirty, but just to show you what that looks like differently, I'll do that for the end here. Put that lid nice and tight on there so we don't have another spill. Again, it does dry quick though, so it's not like it does that much damage. But heptane has made it kind of like flimsy. It's kind of falling apart in my hands now. But on the other hand, it also has helped get that sticker residue pretty weakened for it too. This side over here is ready to come up just about. Oh, nope. Tore right there. What? Scrape under that a little bit. There we go. Now it's coming up real nice. Almost there. There we go. So we got that off almost in one piece, really. Except for the parts that kind of fell off near the end. But yeah, that was one of the newer, very sticky GameStop stickers, especially with it tearing like that. Just got a little bit more cleanup to do there. Just get that off. And then I'm going to take one final swipe of heptane across anything that's on there. Soundtrack music is this. It's amazing. This is my curated list of overclocked remix tracks that are like a good mix of like a mellow, quiet backing and some sort of synthwave stuff. So this is Vampire Killer something by somebody. I have to remember the exact details of it. When I get to a stopping point, I'll look that up for you, because I forget which one that is. I think there are terms of use, or I'm supposed to be able to tell you exactly what song that is, but oops. All right, so that kind of gets all that residue that was there. Paper towel there too, and then we'll do cleaner at the very end here to go off and get every other little spot that was on here. A few more pieces of sticker residue that are not from me that I'm going to try to get here. My Q-tip as well. All right, and then of course on the back we've got more of the same. But this one, there's a little less paper on it, so I think this one might just do okay with a nice like heptane bath. I'll just get this kind of... So yeah, let me see if I can find that tune for you real quick. That was let's see, Castlevania Vampithrillic from Overclock Remix by Just Coffee is the artist who did that one. Just Coffee. So yeah, we're gonna once again just soak this with heptane, let it kind of eat away at this. You could also do this with like a Goo Gone, basically. It's like the same sort of idea. Goo Gone is maybe a little bit stronger, so it's also better at this than heptane would be even, but it's also a little harsher on the vinyl case than heptane would be. Heptane is just a little bit safer on vinyl. So we'll let that kind of sit there for a sec, think about what it's done. And then after enough time, hopefully this will just scrape right off compared to how sticky stickers usually are stuck on there forever. And yep, comes off much easier thanks to that heptane bath it had. Mostly the reason for that, again, is like most of that paper has been removed here. There's just a very thin layer of sticker paper on the top. And if it's still not quite coming up, I could just give it yet another splash of heptane. Let it soak in again. Get through that paper. Do this side. Let that soak in for a bit. Seal that off so I don't spill it on all of my thing. You have returned Beers in Hand. Was it successful? I mean, I'm sure you have Beers in Hand, so it couldn't have been that much of a failure. But like, did you get what you were looking for? Did it send you on a whole nother side quest where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go to another planet if you want to get the beer you're looking for? It's a Starfield reference, by the way. That's gonna be another side quest, sir. Can't just have that beer. Can't be that easy. Not in Starfield. I don't think anybody in Starfield sounds like that either. I don't know what voice that is, but we're gonna say it's a Todd Howard voice. This is all Todd Howard's fault. All right, there we go. Peel that off there. Have anything left here? A little bit. That was fast. You did not mess around. Yeah, that's right. All right, yeah, I do need a little bit more heptane to get off all the sticker residues. PBR, nice, nice. So right now we're just trying to kind of combat some of that sticky residue that's left over. Could also do this part with Goo Gone as well. That's another thing I'll sometimes do, is switch to Goo Gone just for this step and then clean it all off when I'm done. All right, I think we got the sticker residue off there pretty well. So next step is we'll get a paper towel. How about a fresh one? Get a fresh paper towel. We'll go get some fresh cleaner on it. All-purpose cleaner. A little bit extra on that one because I got to get off all this heptane I left behind. Probably used too much, actually. I'm getting a little bit more sudsy bubbling that I usually like to get. Gives just a little bit more attention to these top corners and the bottom corners where that sticker residue was. I'm also just now noticing I should have this is why you take the art out first. If you can barely see, that's like a little bit of a tear in the actual vinyl. So whatever cleaner stuff I was using, if I was again using something a little harsher there, it could have been leaking through. There's one on the back here too. There's like a cut in the vinyl. So if I'm not careful, I could get cleaner through here and onto the label, or the artwork that is, and then that would be much harder to get rid of. Could do some permanent damage if I'm not careful. So yeah, and I did get some color and some grime off of there, so this was indeed a pretty dirty video game case. Okay, let's give that another look. Here's, let's see that finished product. So down here where that barcode was, let's see if I can get some nice shine on it for you. There you go. Not a lot going on there anymore. We got most of that off. Give it another little hit there. See if I can get it a little bit better. Might just need some extra elbow grease. Pretty good. And then how about the top? Yep, much better. You can barely tell those stickers were there. Now I could take another one of my cases from my dollar games that I just bought and swap this out if I wanted to, since this one does have some tears in it. Since Mushroom Men, as mentioned by Scotch and Hobbies, is a little more valuable than some of my, you know, Wheel of Fortune games that I got. I'm gonna clean off my tool a little bit so I can reuse it for another one later. But that's Mushroom Men. There we go. Hold up, I just remembered. Did we even look at the disc on this one at all? Did we look at the disc? A little bit of grime, not a ton. I think I'm going to leave that alone, just so I don't risk scratching anything. I don't like rubbing against those discs if I don't have to, so I'll leave that alone. All right, next up for my cleaning stream, that lot still had 3 DS games in it. So Spore Creatures. I've been avoiding this game for my whole thing. You had baby formula spill onto a 3DS game you picked up. You would have cried, my friend. No, I would have said, that's more good cleaning content. We'll get that cleaned right up. We'll clean that right up. But yeah, I've been avoiding these Spore games since they came out. I'm like, these aren't very good. But then again, for 99 cents, I'm like, I'll throw them in my collection and try them out so I can tell people I have them. Okay, so for these DS games, I'm just going to use some of this 91% isopropyl alcohol. Just get a few little drips on my toothbrush, not too much. Kind of dab off the excess a little bit, make sure that's even. What I like to do on this is put my thumb right over that little identification number that's there, so I don't accidentally hit that with a toothbrush, because that can come off with the isopropyl alcohol, and I don't want to do that. I just want to touch these contacts, so I'm just going to kind of brush across them. Not too much force, not too harsh, just a little bit there. Do the same thing with Spore Hero Arena. Just some light brushing off there. And then as well for Cars Mater National. Just get some gunk and filth off of there so I don't stick it in my DS system. Make sure. A buck is pretty low threshold for getting into the collection and maybe spending a couple hours trying out. I agree. There's a lot of like a game that's mediocre but only $1 is a lot more valuable to me than a super rare $35 game that's not very good. So, you know, and you never know when it's going to be like, you know, oh, I have a niece who's turning 7 and wants to borrow a Game Boy Advance game and like, or like some old games, and like maybe Cars Mater National, whatever, Mater National is going to be perfect for her. So, you know, it's always good to have a nice collection ready to go. All right, so let's test these out. Got a Nintendo DS here. Let's start with let's start with our Cars game. See if that powers on and goes on. Quite the lovely DS collection behind you. Thank you very much. Those are the cases I have for my handheld collection. I do not do case only. I have a lot of loose games too, as you can see from, you know, this sort of collection too. So one of these days, I really should like put my whole DS collection here on this table and show off what I have. Show a collection video for my handheld games, because I do have them all in portfolios, so I can take them with me. They are portable games, so the whole point was that you could take your entire library with you on a vacation or something. So I have them in like a little portable handheld that can just go. Enter my name. All right, hold up a minute, everybody. We gotta put in our name here. Can't just. Oh, hang on. No caps lock. There we go. Chadley nailed it. Demand the collection video. Oh man. Well, I have to like finish it first. I have to buy all the DS games that I want. So, you know, as soon as I get that done, I'll show it off. You had a similar view when you bulked out your NES and Super Nintendo back in the day with GameStop when it was clearancing them out. You no longer carry them in store. Yeah, I sure wish I had done that. I'm sure a lot of people do. I did that a little bit with Nintendo DS though, to be fair. I did do that with Nintendo DS. Back when they had the little like box container of all the like a cardboard thing with all the games in those little yellow sleeves, and you just be like flip, going through them all to see what was there. I think I did buy like 20 DS games for like $1 each at some point, including a few that did get really, really expensive later on. I bought the biggest one is the Atelier game that's on DS. That I bought that for like $5 from a closing GameStop sale. Oh, that looks great already. I can't wait for more cards game. Let's get into let's do like just a few seconds of gameplay here so we all know what we're getting ourselves into with Cars Mater National. Combined with your employee discount, exceedingly cheap cartridges. Yep. That was with me for GameCube too. I did do that with GameCube as I played, got some GameCube games, you know, pretty late in the life cycle, and got some pretty good deals. Now the problem with that though is it was really hard to get complete copies of games when you were doing it near the end of the system that way. So there's a few times there were some really good games I didn't buy for cheap because I was like, oh, nope, it's missing the manual. I'm going to keep holding out and hope I can get one with a manual in it. Or, you know, like, oh, that case is in real bad shape, I'm not going to buy it. And so like PN03, if anyone remembers that one was $3 at my GameStop. I absolutely remember passing over that one because it was not in very good condition. And now the game is somehow worth like $80 or something. It's like, this game is garbage and is worth $3. Why are we doing this? Anyway, Cars looks great. That looks like totally worth it for $1, by the way. Looks like a just fine DS game. But on the other hand, I also, you know, picked up some victories that way too that I otherwise could have missed out on. So it's always a mixed bag. Spore creatures. Well, it works. It at least starts. Again, for $1, I just want to know what this game is, right? Like, Spore, it's a big name. It was a big deal when it came out. This is the DS spinoff. Why does it exist? Maybe I'll try it for an hour or less, find out, and then put it to the side. And you know what I don't need is a beat on a game that starts with the letter S. I think I have 4 of them. I'm not even trying. Spilling all over stuff all over the place today. All right, and finally, Spore's Hero Arena. But yeah, I do not need to beat any more games starting with the letter S. It feels like every game I'm interested in playing starts with the letter S these days. Even like Sea of Stars. Look, come on, man. Why you got to start with the letter S? Why you couldn't be? You'd be like, I don't know, Ethernet of Stars. It starts with the letter E or something. That'd have been great. That would have worked out for me. You didn't think PN03 was very pricey? You thought you'd seen it recently for like $20? That's pretty good. That's not bad. True. GameCube prices might have been going down just a little bit, so they're not as bad as they were just like 6 months ago, 12 months ago, but it's still tough to do. All right. Anyway, that game works. I'll have to spend more time to really focus on Spore Hero Arena. Yeah, it looks like all those games work. I have one more pickup to show off here. Speaking of 3DS games, I picked up Regular Show, Mordecai and Rigby in 8-Bit Land. This is another one that, like, I wanted to add it to my collection for much longer than it took me to, like, get it, if that makes sense. Like, it was not a cheap price. The big problem on this one is it's got some, let's see if I can show that off. Yeah, some real sticker goo on the back. It's a real mess. So now the thing is, because of that identification number in the middle, that AEBE, that means I can't use any chemicals because that's just going to eat away that ink. So I have to do this one. No chemicals allowed, tools only. This is the hard mode of cleaning right here. The Dark Souls of cleaning streams. So yeah, I don't think, I mean, I guess I could use a little bit like at the top if I really wanted to like get started. I might. I do have, I mean, I could use a Q-tip on it to be a little more precise, because it's real on there. This is dangerous right here. I could, like I said, if I do this wrong, I could get that identification number taken off this this cart, which I don't want to do. Really want to keep that. So I'm just going to start with just the top here. Just kind of get that started. Maybe a smidge at the bottom. Just a little bit. Maybe a little on the edges. We are staying away from that ink. Okay. You can see I picked up a bunch on that Q-tip. Well, maybe. Hang on. Get that to focus. But yeah, you can see some of the color that came off there. So even just that little bit of cleaning I did got a bunch of gunk off. So now the good news is, yes, that is getting me started pretty well. So I think that was worth it. I think that ended up working out okay. I just can't use any more liquid than that. That's all I get. I don't want that to soak into these numbers. Hopefully it didn't already. If this was like a super valuable game, I probably would not have used any chemicals at all and just gone super hard mode, because it wouldn't be worth doing any permanent damage to it. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Just gonna keep on scraping nice and gently. I say nice and gently, but honestly, this has taken some pretty good muscle compared to most stickers, with it being on the plastic cartridge. Plastic cartridges are another place where I don't mind using heptane too badly. Again, don't use it on labels. It's really bad on paper. But isopropyl alcohol is not great on the plastic cartridge. It's not super great. So I try to avoid that. Heptane's a little bit better for that too. It's a lot better for vinyl plastic cases, like your disc-based games and stuff. But it's even a little bit better on cartridges. Okay, any chance I can just peel this? Oh no, it immediately shreds as soon as I go for it. Yeah, just shreds off into nothing. It's alright, I will let this Undertale music fill me with determination, and we will get this off. I'm out of heptane powers. It's just paper and goo on plastic at this point. All right, moment of truth. Can we get the sticker off and leave the ink behind? Here's your status report real quick. Let's show off how we're doing. So yeah, much better so far. Question is, can we get this off without losing too much ink? Quick status report for you already. Looks like it's coming off okay, and the ink is staying. It looks like we've done it. Well, we're currently doing it, I guess, is more accurate. By the way, Scotch, I meant to ask you about your recent choosing violence of beats that you've been sending off in the last, I don't know, 36 hours. Were you at like a big arcade or something? I was trying to tell from the sides of your pictures where you were and what was going on. But yeah, you had a bunch of beats all in a small amount of time. And I wasn't sure when it was going to end. I was like, I think he's still going. I think he's still trapped in that arcade. He's not leaving until he beats every machine in the place. Okay, I'm going to peel off some of this junk. It's kind of in my way. Go. We'll keep scraping what's left. There we go. Status report. Not a lot of damage there. Looks like now there's a good shot right there. You can see a little bit of like kind of stickiness to it. And again, I can't really use a whole lot of chemicals on that. It is sticky. It does have a stickiness to it. Let me try. This time, I'm going to switch to some Goo Gone. Got a clean side of a Q-tip on this. Got a Capcom arcade game bundle for my PS5. That's what it is. Okay, so it looked like it was an actual machine. I was thrown off by it. All right, I'm trying to get all the excess goo off this Goo Gone stick that I just doused. Seal that back up. 99 cents each, nice. So we'll start on the easy top part. That's no problem. Get that off of there. The problem is I'm gonna have to stop probably around the label. Same thing with the heptane. Let that sit for a second, and it will really eat away at that that sticker residue that's there. Careful, easy. All right. Now, see if I can dab that up with some paper towel and not take any ink off. Okay. Using the cleaner side of a Q-tip to kind of wipe that off. Now, here's a real question. Can I get in here at all? Lightly? May not be worth it. Nah, I'm too scared. Let me just get around it best I can. Okay, because yeah, I'm starting to get some black on here, which makes me worried that that's ink coming off. So I'm just trying to get as close as I can. There we go. Without actually touching that ink. All right, and then we'll just have a little sticky spot in the middle. We'll just have a little sticky spot in the middle. But now let's see. Can you see any more of that goo? You can see a little bit right in the middle where the numbers are and the letters. But mostly, there we go. That's a little better. Now I have one more thing I want to do last, which is just a tiny bit of all-purpose cleaner. I'm not even getting like fresh stuff out of here. I just want just a little tiny bit. I'm going to kind of ball it up. I want like a little corner of it. I'm going to use that to remove any of the other cleaners I've been using. And I can use that a little bit. That is not strong enough to take any of that ink off in theory, as long as you're nice and gentle with it. Yep, still good. So now there should be a little less swirling on here in theory. Should be more consistent. Yep, there's a good look at it. There's still a little goo by the numbers, but I don't know if I can do much to get that off without damaging, so. Now, let's go ahead and use the front label while we're here. There we go. Just give that a quick wipe down. Yeah, that actually is pretty gross. Cool. All right, and then final step, let's use just a tiny bit of isopropyl alcohol on the contacts. Trying to beat 1943 right now. That actually was one of my suggested number beats that I was going to try to do, is 1943. So hopefully it's beatable, because I was going to use that for my number. It's also a year, I think it's 1987? No, 1986, I think is what year it is. So if you're trying to do the year challenge, boy, it's tough to find some good games that are old before 1987. So I was going to use that as one of my first 3 years of age. There we go. Now, let's see if we can get regular show Mordecai and Rigby and 8-Bit Land to boot up and work. Have not tested this system today either, so hopefully it has batteries. We'll find out. Last stream I ran out of batteries and was like, oh no, I failed. I'm not doing your age. Even if it was, you only need to go back to 1990. Yeah, not too bad. All right. Got that going so far. Shoot, where's the disc in this dang system that's not mine? There it is. It's hiding in that corner for some reason. All right, looks like it's reading. This is a good sign. Cool. Booting up. Way forward. That's why I bought it. Because it was a way forward game, and I am more or less collecting those. You never know when you're going to find a hidden gem hiding in those way forward games. Is this one where they tried too hard on? Where they like really went all out? Or is this one where they were like, we just need to make money to make another Shantae game? Really? Or maybe our first Shantae game, please. Just give us a little bit of money to make you a licensed game, whatever. Or is this a game where they were like, we really want to make Zelda 2 but better, so we're just gonna do it on this game. Someone paid us to make a Mordecai and Rigby game, and we were like, you know what? How about we make Zelda 2? That's what happened with Adventure Time. Hey Ice King, why'd you steal our garbage? Is Zelda 2. Oh, look at that. Look at that good platforming goodness as I die immediately. Whoops. Oh, okay, you can double jump. There you go. Whoop, there we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right, how do I get under there? I don't know. Oh, okay, you have to hit the button to switch. There you go. If I show too much of this, it's going to end up on Blink's wish list. All right, so how do I quick switch right there? Okay, I figured it out. Figured it out. All right, that looks like that was worth the purchase of that one. That one was not $1, by the way. This one was like an actual big purchase. There you go. Oh no, I hit the bird. Anyway, that game works. Very happy. Cool. Actually, I'm going to shut that all the way down because I don't need to put that in sleep mode. Power off. There we go. Probably already on his wish list. It's true. It's not Matt Quo who would have already bought it while watching me stream it for just a few seconds. He'd have been like, yeah, I already bought it. It's on its way to my house. It's already in a box. It's already shipped. Okay, so that's my actual pickup and haul things. I'm going to take just a second to kind of clean up some of my desk junk. Get some of my trash in the trash pile. Nope. Won't need those or that. Clean that up a little bit. Okay, I don't think I need Goo Gone. Should be good. Okay. So next up on my games to display is some of my childhood games that need some help. So I'll do this kind of one at a time. NBA Jam Tournament Edition is one that is a game I lost at some point. I remember I was traveling with my friend in high school, and they just like threw my bag of stuff on the back of their Jeep. at the very top, and at some point it fell off the Jeep, and I lost several games that I had to go rebuy. This was one of them. It was in my overnight bag that fell off a Jeep and is gone forever. So I rebought it at some point, but the copy I bought is not in great shape. And it's not very reliable, doesn't work great. So what I want to do on this one is open it up. I was going to open up these screws, take this apart, and really clean this cartridge to see if I can get it to run more reliably. It does not run very frequently when I try to run. So I'm going to use my special Nintendo branded, well, not Nintendo branded, but specific hexa screw thinger for these. Sure wish I would have had one of these when I was a kid, by the way. Didn't know how to open these up. Definitely broke an NES cartridge or two when I was a kid because I didn't know how to get in. That's these screw bits. We'll open that up. And it's not too bad, honestly. It's not great, but it's not too bad. That part's bad. So we're going to try to do what we can to clean that up and make sure that works more reliably. All right, Mr. Mullet, thank you so much for coming in. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was nice and relaxing for you. Hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. I look forward to catching your Zelda stream when I can. All right, so new tool today, or for this one, we're going to use just a pink eraser on these cartridges. This is what my favorite thing. I caught a little bit of the latest Drunk Friend episode while I was mowing my lawn, of course, as you do. And they were talking about, like, well, how do you clean a Game Boy game? And this is pretty much it, is you would want to open it up. You can do the Q-tip method with the isopropyl alcohol. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I like to do first, if it's really a game like that I'm having trouble with or it's real dirty, is I'll open it up and take a pink eraser, just a rubber pink eraser, not one of the synthetic ones that's like silicone, but like an actual just pink eraser, and just kind of rub down across these contacts. And if it's a really dirty, grimy game, you should be getting like what looks like pencil eraser shavings, just like you're erasing pencil off a notebook paper. And then if it's really bad, you can kind of go left and right as well if you need to. But I'll go back down to working my way down when I'm done with that. Go, and then flip it over, and we'll do the same thing to the other side. I'm trying to keep my hands on the outside as best I can. I'm not as good at this. This is a bad habit I have, is I will constantly touch the green or important parts up here with my fingers. But I try to hold the outside, hold it kind of firm enough that it can take this friction and not really ruin anything. Ooh, I just saw that thing come right off. Yeah, that was like something like a sticker or something that was like on my actual contacts down here. Maybe that's why it didn't run very well. Okay, that's going pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and go side to side because, again, this one kind of needs it. Needs that extra work. Usually a game I can get to work without having to do this step, and so I don't have to do this kind of abrasive pushing on it. But like I said, this one has been giving me trouble in the past. Does not run reliably. So we're just going to keep working on that eraser, pushing down toward the bottom. All right, let's do a status report. Show you what that looks like now. There you go. We got nice shiny contacts again. A little bit of grime you can still kind of see in there. Some of that kind of like little black spots there. I don't know if I can get that for anything. Let's take a look. Push harder, maybe. Focus on it. Will it come off? Does not look like it. Yeah, so some of this is just on here. But I think there's a lot less of these marks than there were before we started. There's the backside. So yeah, a little discoloration still, for sure. But it's better than it was. And our goal isn't to make it look good as new, it's just to get it working reliably. So, and yeah, you can see all these little like pencil shavings of junk that came off that cartridge. So it's kind of wipe that and put it on the floor. It's fine. Okay, once that's done, I'm gonna get another Q-tip, and now I will use some of that isopropyl alcohol, 91%, to do a final pass across these cartridges to clean up that mess a little bit. So if I'm picking up any color at this point, it means it's still pretty dirty and might need even more passes with my eraser. At least a lot of color. A little bit of gray I'm not too worried about. It might even be just working on those spots I couldn't get with my eraser. Let's take a look. How's our color doing here? Just a tiny bit there, but not bad at all. Not nearly as gross as if I just gone in with just the isopropyl alcohol and nothing else. Okay, there we go. Now that time, I did get some grime. So I think what I could do here, I think I'm just going to give it a second pass through on the other side of my Q-tip. Or cotton swab if you're trying to be not brand specific. And just do another pass. Yeah, the best way I can do it is this way. It kind of shakes my camera violently, but to go up and down on these contacts is a little better than side to side. A little less damage to it. Yep, just a little bit of color there. Not too much, though. Not too much. You kind of want to overall pass across the sides. Touch the end of that. Okay, that looks pretty good. While I'm in here, I'll just kind of take a peek at this, make sure there's no, like, not too bad dirt and grime there. There is some grime there. It looks like the inside of the cartridge is okay. It just looks like where the cartridge meets together is a little gross. So I think I'm just going to use kind of like a already dried out Q-tip to kind of get this a little bit. I don't need it perfect. I'm just trying to get some of that grime off there. All-purpose cleaner would probably be the best choice right now for this, but I'm just trying to get a quick and dirty clean up that junk so it's better than not touching it at all. There we go. One more across the bridge. Okay. Now, can I remember how this goes back together first try without getting it backwards? I doubt it. Oop, I did. That was a happy accident. All right, and then fold that down. There we go. Let's make sure those are all lined up there. Put those screws back in. So that was just the inside. We might do a little bit of work to the outside of this cartridge too. Again, probably with all-purpose cleaner. But the hard part was making sure, the most important part really was the cartridge itself and trying to get those contacts cleaned so that this will work reliably when I put it in my Super Nintendo next. Okay, tighten those down enough that it's not rattling, but hopefully not so tight that it's going to crack the plastic. Good. Pretty good. No rattling. Good. And then, yeah, there is some damage on the back of this label that I cannot fix. Some other sticker that was on this Nintendo label that ripped off the label there. So it does mean I have to be careful with this, because again, any cleaner to that is going to do even more damage, make it even more feeling that damage. So I'm just going to get a little bit of a spray on a little bit of a paper towel here. And just kind of wipe off some of that plastic bits on the outside with just the all-purpose cleaner. I'm going to try to hit the labels last by the time I get most of the cleaner kind of off of my paper towel. Boy, yeah, look at all that grime, though. Gross. That's how you know it's working, though. Okay, time for some edges here. Ooh, boy, that was gross. That really, really had something on it. Okay, so that's better. Is it perfect? No. It's better. Now, another thing I can do that I've sometimes done, also with a especially like Super Nintendo games with all these grooves in the corners, also like NES games, is I'll sometimes use my toothbrush and just get some of that all-purpose cleaner on a toothbrush, and then work on those grooves with a toothbrush. So I might do that here because this is extra grimy. Nintendo logo, it's the best way to clean it too, is a toothbrush with a little bit of cleaner on it. Give me a little more. There we go. There we go. Pass over it again with the paper towel just to wipe off any excess residue on there. There's also a bad spot up here in the top corner. I'm gonna see if I can elbow grease away. Probably not, but that's all right. And then I've somehow missed this entire bottom, which was like the worst part. I don't know how I skipped this whole side. So on this bottom, there's some like black marks up here, down here. This might be permanent marker. I'm gonna get out an expo marker on one of these black spots and see if I can get it off with some marker. So yeah, this is just a dry erase marker. I'm gonna try a little bit on this corner and immediately wipe that away and see if that comes off. I think it might be coming off. Let's give it another shot. Hard to say. It's kind of coming off and also feels like it's kind of making it worse at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if that made it better or worse. Guess let me try one more spot, this little spot right here. Hello, Dexter's Reverend. Now following. Thanks for the follow, buddy. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming in, and I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Let's see if I can get that a little bit better. There we go. And then finally, get a little bit of paper towel. See if I can get that off at all. Uh-oh. 1943 won't let you use unlimited credits. Uh-oh. How about a cheat code? Is there a cheat code online for how to get unlimited credits on 1943? I won't tell anybody. Alright, anyway, that's an NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Should be in a better shape now. It feels better in my hands. Less stickiness, less grossness. So I'm excited to try that out. That paper towel spent. Let's get a new one. Next up is Wario's Woods. This one is one I bought used relatively recently, but it was before I was doing cleaning streams, so I don't know how professionally I cleaned this one, you know? Really enjoying the stream. Post about it Mastodon as well. Thank you. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. So if I look closely at here, see that like white residue down there in the sticker in the bottom? Kind of looks like, I don't know, maybe Travis been here or something. Maybe Mr. Mullet Gaming left that behind. But no, but that's probably Brasso is what that is. I think that's Brasso, a commonly used cleaning agent on cartridges. That's like a real, like the fastest way to clean a cartridge is Brasso. You're done. But it does leave this white residue if you're not careful with it. So I'm going to open this one up and give this a cleaning. And give this the Chad Garvin approved cleaning of this cartridge. And hopefully fix that up a little bit. Okay, put that over there. that over there. All right, and then we're gonna pull this back a little bit and hinge it open. And yeah, the good news is the inside of this looks pretty good. It's just that inside, that part at the end where, again, someone just took Brasso on a Q-tip or something and just shoved it down there and said that was it, that's done. Same thing for this piece of plastic too. You can just see the whites on there. I'm gonna want to wipe that off. Now the cartridge, this is where your problems lie. Look at that. That's grody. It's just got like this big white line. And so again, it's not so much just that this is dirty. It's not really that. The problem really is, think about when you put this in your Super Nintendo, is now this like residue that's here is now caking inside your Super Nintendo unit and maybe making it so a game that otherwise works perfectly great is now having trouble because it's got Brasso backed up in it somehow. So, oh boy. I'm going to go out of order on this one. I'm going to do a 3-step process instead of a 2. I'm going to start with isopropyl alcohol to remove this Brasso that's here. Then I'll switch back to my pink eraser. That pink eraser will be to get any of the like regular dirt and grime that's under here. And then I'll go back to, once again, isopropyl alcohol like I usually do afterward to wipe that down. So, all right, so we'll get that pretty wet there with isopropyl alcohol. Yeah, once again, looks grody. All right, let's see what we can do here. Just trying to hopefully just get that white stuff off. Now the good news is it does come off pretty cleanly, which is almost what makes it more frustrating, is like just one more step of wiping that off when you were done cleaning it could have been all that needed. Okay, pin that down. Okay, so yeah, that should be a lot less residue. Obviously not perfect yet, but it doesn't need to be yet. We're not there yet. Just wanted to get most of that gunk off. And then yeah, look at the color of my our cotton swab there. We've definitely picked up a lot of grime for what should be a clean game. Okay, so let's go back to our favorite eraser method. I'll stop halfway through on this one and show you like a before and after. So yeah, you can see already like how much this is kind of like polished those contacts a little bit now. And even just isopropyl alcohol alone on top of that Brasso is still left kind of like a filmy cover on it. So we're going to keep using this eraser, get the rest of that off. Might have to go some side-to-side action here to really work on these bad parts, especially this bottom corner down here is kind of rough. And then I'll go back to pushing downward. In theory, I shouldn't need to go up into this green area. That part should be fine. I really just need to concern myself with the metal areas on these contacts. I just, sometimes I'm a little aggressive and go too far. All right. Status report. We're much shinier. We're doing pretty good here. Oh, if you've forgotten, here's the backside again. Grody. I even wiped that down and it's already grody. All right, let's see if the eraser can help us here. Do a little left and right action on this one too. Push down a little bit. And once again, we'll do kind of a before and after shot here to kind of give you an idea of how we're doing so far. So yeah, it looks like this just needs a whole nother bath of isopropyl alcohol. It looks like there's just still some Brasso residue on that board that I need to wipe off still. But we'll keep going. I got most of it the first pass, so I'll keep going with the eraser for now, and we'll just make sure we do a nice solid bath of isopropyl alcohol at the end. All right, how we doing? Let's take a look. Pretty good. Still some residue, especially at like the top of these. And you can see, yeah, how much like kind of gunk we've gotten on our like cleaning mat here. So it's definitely doing something. Let's get a fresh Q-tip here because yeah, we need to. The thing is, it's not just that I'm applying the isopropyl alcohol, it's that I'm removing what was there. And so it's like you have to, it's almost like, think of it like a sponge in a way. Like eventually your sponge gets full and you need to like kind of dump it out. And so the what I'm doing here then is like a lot of it is removing that brasso that was here. It's getting absorbed onto my Q-tip, and eventually I have to like swap out, or I have to keep rotating or something in order to be able to keep cleaning it. One other thing while I'm thinking about it is these edges were covered in brasso too. Let me see if I can wipe those down too. Get up here again in the green where I shouldn't have to be, but there you go. All right, here's a status report again. So yeah, you can still see there's just some sort of like a goo on it almost. So I think I just need to go at it a second time. Hopefully that's enough. And if we have to get out the eraser again, so be it. But we're gonna get our Wario Woods back in action for sure. I'm gonna start at the bottom this time and work my way up. That might help. Sorry, there we go. Trying to get some of those corners again. Okay, so let's take a look at the backside now. See how we're doing. So certainly much better. Again, the goal is not perfect. I got to remind myself even. The goal is to not to get it perfect. It's just to get it to be working reliably. It's okay if it doesn't look like it's brand new. You know, I'm not here to try to resell this to someone and say it's brand new condition. What I want is when I put this in my Super Nintendo over there on that television, that it's just going to work. Oh, I forgot about these. I just looked again and was like, oh, gross. Gross. Oh, we forgot. Oh, grody. Okay. Let's do a paper towel this time. With some all-purpose cleaner. Again, using the Method all-purpose cleaner is my preferred one. It's nice and it's like a good mix of pretty strong without being too ridiculously strong. Wipe off my plate mat a little bit here too. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna start with that brasso section. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's awful. Gross. Okay, now the good news is, well, oh no, it's still in there. All right, toothbrush, save me, toothbrush. Let's try toothbrush action. Get a little bit in there, not too much, dab it off. So right in here, you can see, just couldn't get it, even with the paper towel. Or it's too caked on. It's like tartar, so like a toothbrush is actually perfect, because it's like it's tartar on your teeth. Gotta get in there to those little ridges and get something hard enough to get that off. There we go. Let's go and swap this side too while we're at it. Get those grooves. Okay. That's pretty good. One quick wipe down to get any residual goo off of there. Perfect, perfect. Okay, let's put the board back in it. Again, will I get this right on first try? We'll see. Oh, I did it. Did it. All right. And then, whoops, what you want to do is drop the plastic right on the cartridge. That's great. That's what you want to do. All right, so you're going to fold that down. Get those ready to go in there. Stick that in there. Stick that guy in there. Get out your little hexa screw thingamajigger. Get it just till I get to resistance and swap to the other side. There's some resistance. Go back in. Tighten it down with the goal of no rattling, but yet don't over tighten it and crack the plastic, which I have done and is embarrassing. A little bit of rattling in there. I don't know if there's much I can do about that. Yeah, this might just be a rattler. As long as it works, though. Okay, and then finally, gonna go all over just the outside of this with my all-purpose cleaner. And just try to get it just a little less gooey and sticky. Make sure I get this part pretty good too, because again, there may be some brasso on the outside of this cartridge that I didn't see before. Interesting. So I'm getting a bunch of color off this label, and it's hard to tell how much of that is dirt and how much of that is ink. So I don't want to be too rough on this, but like that might have been some ink there, but like I think this label was very dirty. But I'm always a little terrified, like, yeah, see how that's kind of like a bluish greenish instead of just that blackish I was getting before? That could be ink from that cartridge or that label. So I think I'll stop there with that. But I will say overall, this feels and looks much better. It's even more solid here. Oh, you know what? One more thing I want to do. I'm just going to clean off the little... There we go. Those little screws a little bit. As I was putting those in, I was like, even those don't look that great. There we go. All right, Wario's Woods is in much better shape. Okay, and then here we go. This is one of the first like rebuys I had to do where I was like, oh, it's missing from my collection. I can't find it. I must have lost it at some point in my parents' place or something. Mega Man 2, rebought this one. Matt B is on the back. I'm not Matt B, that's somebody else. If you look real carefully, you can see how it's kind of worn away. Like the grooves that are inherent to an NES cartridge like that kind of go away up there on Matt B. If I remember right, I think I tried to take off Matt B with like a magic eraser, if I remember right. So it's like not as heavy as it used to be, but that magic eraser is basically like a sandpaper, and it took too much of that that like inherent texture off the NES cartridge. There's a good look at it. You can see how it's just like not the right material. So I'm going to try to fix this today. Oh, I can't fix the texturing. That's a permanent goof up. But no, the part I'm going to try to fix is, can I remove any of this ink that's on here, this matte B, and see if I can get that off of here. So I'm going to need a fresh paper towel, because like I was saying with my sponge analogy earlier, I need this ink to go somewhere. And I'm going to take a dry erase marker and write over the Sharpie. And if I'm lucky, I should be able to take it back up with thanks to this this Expo dry erase marker. So let's just kind of rework on this B for now. Just the B part. I'm kind of almost like scrubbing with the pen of the dry erase marker. Then I'll go in with a paper towel. Not doing much so far. Not doing much. I'll keep trying. I'm not giving up yet. All right, so it's coming off a little bit. It's coming off a little bit. also kind of leaving this black residue around, but I think I can get that off because I think that's just, again, that's just expo marker. So I think with some of that all-purpose cleaner, I think that'll come off. Oof, not working like I thought it would. That guy is really, really on there. I don't think that looks hardly any different than the rest of Matt. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Circles? Maybe that's it? I need to do circles? Let's try that. See if circles does it. Could be this is just too old and too long, this Sharpie, that I just can't get it off. Maybe we'll try letting it sit for a minute. Again, the grooves of that Inherit NES cartridge do make this harder, because that ink can get way down in there where I can't even like touch it with my marker. Okay, can I get any of that up? As it's approaching the end of the year, you're trying to stay up to date on having thumbnails for all the games you've played on your Game of the Year stream. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I forgot how much you were saying that used to, like, last year that took you so much time to get that ready. Those thumbnails. Man, that is not coming off at all. That's just not any better. That Matt B, and this is, I have not had this before. I have not had a Sharpie that I can't get off. But this Matt B has foiled me. Maybe the other cleaning solutions that have been tried before, maybe that did somehow permanently set it or something. But I'm usually able to get these off. I'm not sure what's changing here. It's not working. Still very much says Matt B. Give it one more go. There he is. It's our friend Matt. Friend Matt B. Still hanging around. Oof. It's like it didn't do anything. I don't know if that's any better at all. Even a little bit better than it was when we started. I just don't get it. I don't get why I can't get that one out. Shout outs to Matt B. That's right. Matt B lives on. No forgetting Matt B. Alright, well, I guess all I can do now is just take some cleaner. Just wipe off at least the dry erase marker that I put on there myself. Yep, even that's not really helping much. Still on there, real good. Shout out to our homies, Matt B. Scarborough, by the way, welcome on in. How's your Sunday going for you? Mine was going pretty good till Matt B defeated me. Defeated me in hand-to-hand combat. The good news, I'll tell myself, is not many people are going to see the back of Mega Man 2. You're going to put it in your system and you're going to see the top of it, and that's it. No one look at the back of this NES cartridge. You don't need to do it. Not worth it. Going pretty okay. Got away to walk to Mileish. Caught up on laundry too. Oh yeah. That's a good Sunday. What else do you need? Some relaxing, some touching grass, always good. You can rub it into those teenagers who beat you in first-person shooters. Like, yeah, you may be better at this first-person shooter than me because you're a teenager, but I, on the other hand, have touched grass. All right, so what do we got left here? I'm going to move to some Nintendo 64 games. This is one of my childhood favorites, Wayne Gretzky 98. It's in pretty okay shape. It's got a little bit of a goober over here. I think I bought this used when I did buy it. It's got some stickiness on here that I don't think I can do anything about. Some goober ups up here. But really, I just wanted to clean this one to make sure it's running nice and reliably. So again, you could just take like a Q-tip and just go on here and say good enough. Which actually I think I might do. I think I'm just gonna keep this one easy and just Q-tip this one. I don't think I need to go super hard on this one. There may be some other ones later that are much dirtier, but this one might just need just a quick touch up. I don't remember this one not working, for example. I think it works okay. So it's just more, this one's almost more of like a regular maintenance for my Nintendo 64 games. And yeah, thankfully not a lot of color on the Q-tip, which means, yeah, it's not really that dirty. So that's good. Really, this one might just need more attention to the outside than the inside. But while we're here, might as well clean off those contacts, make sure they're good and ready for next time we want to play Wayne Gretzky's Hockey 98. A little bit of grime here on the bottom side. I'm starting to really find some color on there, actually. Would you consider it the best Nintendo 64 hockey game? Ooh. I bet it is. I bet this is the best hockey game on Nintendo 64. Yep. So there's a Wayne Gretzky non-98 that's before this, so it predates it. But yeah, I'd say this one's probably the best one. Okay, let's go ahead and get a fresh Q-tip, and we're going to get out our friend Heptane again. And I'm going to do Q-tip Heptane on some of these specific bad parts. But yeah, if you've never played Gretzky 98, it is a mix of arcade and simulation hockey, kind of similar to NFL Blitz, if you've ever played those. Another one of those Midway classic games. Where even if you're not a hockey fan, I feel like it's a lot of fun. In fact, I probably became a hockey fan thanks to Wayne Gretzky 98. Oh yeah, that's coming right up. It's coming right off there. Just got to make sure I don't get too close to that label. Let's just be careful. Careful. Oh, dude, not close enough. We're not careful enough. Got too close. Sorry. Just a corner. No biggie. For example, of the kind of shenanigans you'd get in Wayne Gretzky 98, if the goalie makes like a lot of saves in a row and they're really flashy, the goalie literally just turns into a brick wall for a second, and just like you can't get a goal in because the entire goal becomes a brick wall, which is pretty hilarious. Now that said, if you're like, that's not fair, how am I supposed to score? Well, when he turns back from a brick wall, he starts out of position. He's too far up in the crease. He's too far forward. So if you can get up to the side of him, then you can just shoot it in behind your brick wall as soon as he unbrick walls. Ooh, this is a toughie right here. It's right on the border. So you can see that little dark spot right there. That's me getting too close, too wet to that little spot. I'm trying to clean this spot off, but it's right by the label. So I can't get as close as I want. I don't want to use more heptane because it'll get it too wet. There we go. Okay, just be very careful. Very careful. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Any other goof spots I want to get? I think I got that one already. Underside looks pretty good. And yeah, I picked up all that color off there just with that heptane. Gross. Need to play some hockey in your life. Usually play some NHL 96 on Genesis. I also enjoyed the NHL Hits series pretty well. Probably not as much as Gretzky 98 though, but I did enjoy that pretty well. Ooh, I'm running out of paper towels. Could be a problem. I'll have to start getting squirrely with them. What is my favorite? Now the NHL EA Sports series, I think is too realistic, or tries to be too realistic, to the extent that like it doesn't work as well for me. I'll give that a nice spray. Ooh, where do I start with this one? Got to make sure I avoid any of the labels for now. Get most of this on the sides and edges. There we go. So yeah, I honestly think Wayne Gretzky Hockey 98 might be my favorite hockey video game. Is that crazy? Now there is another, you know what? Actually, there is one. Slayaway Camp came bundled in some areas, like on the Switch, with another hockey game called Super Blood Hockey, I think it is, that I actually really enjoyed. Now that said, it's really tough. It's really challenging. But Super Blood Hockey is like an overly violent simulation hockey type of game where you like are recruiting a team out of prisoners in jail. Let's see if I can clean this off without doing any damage on this side. But yeah, you're playing with like prisoners in jail because you yourself got sent to jail for a reason that I don't remember and is honestly not important. And you build your little team, and then they can like actually die from injuries in games, and then you have to find a new player because your player died to an injury or lost a fight or something. So Super Blood Hockey is ridiculous, but admittedly very fun. And so yeah, it's like I said, I first got introduced to it because it was bundled with Slayaway Camp. You got it bundled with Tamashi and Demon Pit. I don't know Tamashi at all. Tamashi? I don't know that one. All right, I think that's as good as we're going to do on our Wayne Gretzky. It's not perfect, but again, better than it was. Doesn't have those dots on it anymore. So that's good. The label back here, I couldn't do much with it, but I didn't want to injure it either, so I'm okay with just leave that as is. Next up is Turok Rage Wars. The reason I grabbed this one, if I remember right, is the contacts look gross. See if I can show it here. So the outside looks okay. I do remember I bought this used though, so once again I was like, it's probably not as perfect as the new games that I bought when I was a kid. So I think I'm going to start with just a Q-tip in here. I'm guessing this may take a couple of Q-tips. This is probably one that's like on the verge of needing to be opened up, but I'm going to try just the Q-tip method and try that first. Just beat that one. It's a horror-themed precision puzzle platformer. Okay. Sounds like not my kind of game, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, we're getting some grossness out of here. We'll need to do this one a couple times. I think I bought Turok Rage Wars for like 99 cents from a GameStop once. It's not like a super expensive game now or anything, but I think I did get this one for like really, really cheap once. I was like, if I remember right, like it wasn't even like my GameStop. Like I was traveling or something, stopped in a GameStop and was like, whoa, this one has Nintendo 64 games. Whoa, Turok Rage Wars for like $1? Oh, it's just got some spooky visuals, no like jump scares or anything. That's true. It's maybe not too spoopy. Maybe I could play it. It's true. I gotta figure out if I'm gonna try to find some sort of Halloween themed games to play next month, or maybe even sooner, to join in on the spooky seasons. I usually can't play the horror games because they're too scary. As we talked about, I have too much trouble getting rid of the anxiety of being in that horror situation. So most people are like, that was a fun movie, haha, and me, I'm like 6 weeks later, I'm like still scarred by something I saw in that horror movie that like terrified me, or like made me like, you know, not want to, like, I don't know, see birds again or something. You know how they can do that stuff. That stuff just always sticks with me forever. Oh, let me do a finished product on Rage Wars. Let me kind of show you what it looks like now. A little better, a little more shiny in there. It didn't need a ton. I think it just needed some routine maintenance, I think. Scotch is just getting started on horror games this month. Texas Reverend says, I think it's just the non-default case color that made me think of it, but I kind of want to play Battle Tank Global Assault now. That one has a green shell, though. That's right. Battle Tanks Global Assault. I had a friend growing up that had that copy. Had a copy of Battle Tanks Global Assault. Not Matt B. That I don't know who that is. It's not someone has been mentioned yet. Pilot Wing 64 is another one that needs some cleaning. Kind of grody in there. Kind of grody. But yeah, Battle Tanks Global Assault is one that I would not mind adding to my collection. It's a little more expensive than I want it to be, though. It's, last I checked, I think it's in the like $30 neighborhood, maybe, for that game. Maybe 35 or 40. So it's not outlandish, but like Nintendo 64 games are a little dated nowadays, or a little hard to get into. Now that said, maybe if we're lucky, the Battle Tanks games will get added to like the Switch Online service or something, and then we can all play them. That would be nice. Ew. Ew. Filthy. Gross. I was putting that in my Nintendo 64, trying to get it to work. Oh my, that is as bad as I've ever seen. That is atrocious. That is just abysmal. Am I gonna have to open you up, buddy? Or are you alright? Are you okay? We're gonna need more Q-tips. We're gonna need more of this. You played Global Assault at your best friend's house several weekends in a row, renting it from Blockbuster each time. Oops. There we go. Sorry, I was trying to think the other day, like, what are some games that I rented from Blockbuster like 1,000 times or something, but never ended up owning, and now I have a nostalgia for it like I owned it, but yet I don't actually own it, so I can't just easily fix that problem. Some of them are still cheap games that are not a big deal. Phew, that's still super gross. You know what? I've seen enough. I've changed my mind. We're opening this one up. This one is too gross. This one is too gross. But while I'm pulling this up, anyone else have any ideas of any other games you rented so much as a kid, it's almost like you owned them, yet you never got around to actually purchasing it, and now you have a wistful remembrance toward them? Oh, this isn't the one that has like a second screw under the label, is it? No. Oh, it might be that my sticker is what's holding that together. I forgot about the stickers I put on top of there. I might not be able to open this anymore. Yeah, I think it slides down, and I think the sticker that labels is holding it together. I don't think I can open this up anymore, actually. Oops. Not easily, anyway. Because, yeah, I think this has to rotate open from here, and the sticker is holding it together. Okay, never mind. We'll put that back in. We'll just keep using our Q-tips. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined. Don't remember when exactly you got your copy. Maybe when you're working at eBay as a Nintendo 60 games for body mount. Nice. Reprint the sticker. I actually bought this sticker in a pack. It was way back when. My goodness, when did I buy this? 2015, maybe 2016, something like that. Someone on Etsy at the time was selling like a label for every Nintendo 64 game. You got them all in one pack. And so I have a sticker for every Nintendo 64 game, except for the ones I've already put on a game that's in my collection back there. Oh, there's the everything is fine. I was hoping you had that. I was sitting there thinking, you know what? I bet he's got the everything is fine. He's going to drop it in this chat. Heck yeah. Cut it with an X-Acto knife. I mean, I could just try to peel it off and put it back down. That's another idea too. I think instead I'm going to go with the little impact as possible and try to just do enough Q-tips and alcohol that we eventually stop running out of colors. It's okay if I have to do this several times. But it does remind me from my other Nintendo 64 games that there's no getting in there unless I want to take the sticker off, or if I pick up a Nintendo 64 game, most importantly, maybe make sure you clean it before you put that sticker on there. There's a smart idea. Yeah, I think if I was desperate, but that's still gross. If I was desperate, I could definitely take off that sticker or do something and put it back together. I think I'm just gonna use up a bunch of Q-tips instead. Eventually, I will run out of grime. I will have cleaned all the grime. It just may take like that whole box. Oh, see, we're already doing better. Already doing better. That said, the bottom is the gross part, so... Yeah, there's that grossness. It's like there's something in there that's like someone spilled a bottle of Coke or something in here. All right, good to know, though, the bottom is the bad part. So maybe I'll start with the bottom this time. Oh, yeah, I got this one just doused. Or I'll flip it over. There we go. That said, I think the cartridges itself, like the contacts itself, are honestly not bad. This, like, the part on the inside here, the inside blades, if you will, inside edges are fine. It's the outside edges that are bad, if I'm using more hockey references. It's the outside of this cartridge is where it's really, really gunky. And I think I really have finally gotten to a point where it's not as bad anymore. Not as bad. Not good. Just not as bad. Oh, yeah. See, we're not nearly as bad anymore. It's like you can't... Gross. Throw it away. Garbage. I swear it's getting better, though. I swear. I know it doesn't feel like it, probably even to myself. But if I look at the evidence, every Q-tip looks slightly less disgusting than the one before it. Until I get to a point that eventually it won't look disgusting anymore. I think that's how that works. In fact, I'm calling it now. This one might be the final Q-tip side. After this, we may say it's good enough. Might be good enough. Again, I at least know that the cartridge, the metal contacts are okay. It's just the gross part is just the part around it. It's like this part in here. But that doesn't touch anything. I wonder if my toothbrush can get that spot. Never used a toothbrush inside the cartridge like this, but I feel like this might call for it. Why not? Why not try it? Why shouldn't I toothbrush it? My toothbrush looks gross now. I might have to throw that one out and replace it with another one. But I think our game is better. Yeah. Let's see if I can show you any sort of finished product here. I mean, it doesn't look so bad all of a sudden. Now it looks okay. I'd put that in my Nintendo 64. The outside of this looks okay, by the way. I don't see any issues with the outside of this. Maybe just a little spot there, but nothing worth crying over. All right. Oh, it only gets worse from here. I forgot I ordered these in order of grossness. This is a problem. Next one up is Duke Nukem 0 Hour. Another one that I should not have put the sticker on yet. This one is very dirty. Oh no, that's hideous. All right. Let's see what we can do. Can I remove the sticker to open this up? Hey, wait, I got a plastic scraper right here. I don't need to use my fingernail. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! It's like a Mega Man boss. Like, I mean, you could use your Mega Buster, or you could use the weapon you're weak against, which is the plastic scraper. I do like quad damage if I use the plastic scraper. Okay, just gonna try to get that underneath here. I guess in theory, I only need to remove it from one side, so I'm hoping I can get it off this side alone, and then that'll be enough to open this up, because this is a very dirty, hideously gross cartridge that needs a lot of love and care. Okay, we've gotten that to the seam, so we should be able to stop there and open this bad boy up. And hopefully I'm not forgetting something obvious about how to open these up, but I thought it was just I need to open up that seal. There's also, I remember there is shielding inside here too. That's another thing I remember about the inside of Nintendo 64 games. There's a metal shielding. Okay. There it goes. That was it. The sticker was oh no. Rust. Oh no. Second screws. Those are a different screwdriver. I don't have that with me. Be right back. I gotta go get that screwdriver. All right, I wasn't sure which size it would need, so I was kind of like grab my whole dang thing. Okay. Does this one work just fine? That's a little big for the job, buddy. Let's try smaller than that. I bet this one that's already broken is probably broken because I used it too much because it's the right one. Checks out. Checks out. Okay. So we'll take these screws out. Put that down there in a different spot on my cleaning mat. Sorry, you actually can't see that. It's too far over to the side. There you go. Now you can see him. Okay, if I remember right, this is like super finicky. Because it's got a little plastic bit. Am I forgetting a piece? Or is it just screws and then it wedges? I really don't like opening up Nintendo 64 games if I don't have to, because they are a pain to put back together. Okay. Plastic shielding off. Let's put that to the side carefully. Because yeah, they've got this like weird plastic bit right here. This thing. All right. There we go. Let me show you how bad this is before I get started. It's not good. Not great. It's pretty bad. Yeah, that's real bad. So we're gonna have to try our eraser, among other things, to see if we can get this guy in good shape or not. So. Okay. Hang on just a second, everybody. All right, I'm back. I was making quick dinner plans. Okay. So yeah, let's try our eraser on this one. See if we can salvage anything here. I'm not sure this game works, honestly. This is as worse as as bad as I've seen anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and be rough with this. I think it's in bad shape. Certainly getting a lot of stuff coming off of this one, though. So maybe that's a good sign? But either way, this will be my last game to clean today. I will stop here for now. Save the other games for another future cleaning stream. So we'll do our best we can with our old friend Duke Nukem 0 Hour here. Okay, honestly, that does look like way better. So maybe we can save it. It's not perfect, but again, never the goal. Okay, and then the other side. Ugh, gross, gross. Just go for it. Just scrub that off. Wow, there's so much eraser junk coming off this one. I don't think I've ever cleaned a game as dirty as this one is. Like, part of me kind of wishes I would have at least made sure or saw if it worked before I started it, but on the other hand, I'm also like, I don't want to put that in my Nintendo 64. I don't think that would have recovered. It's not worth that damage. But I'm curious if I can get it work afterward, how far did we have to go? Like, was this even working before then? Man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch to the other side of my eraser for this. Flip that over. We're just gonna go ahead and do another pass on this side. And then once we do that, we'll try some isopropyl alcohol to help polish it up a little bit. See if, yeah, some of this over here is bad. Yeah, we'll try some isopropyl alcohol. That'll also help remove also any other like eraser goo that's still on there. That's also sometimes happens where like those pencil shaving like things are getting all over my mat. Those can still be on there, and that isopropyl alcohol will help wipe that away. All right. Try some isopropyl alcohol. Go ahead and just douse that guy. Okay, good. I'm not getting a ton of color. Can I fix whatever's going on here? I don't think so. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, starting to get some colors. Yeah, I'm a little worried about this third contact up here. Because it's got, yeah, that like, whatever that is. I'm a little worried about that. Hopefully the bottom part of that board is okay enough that it won't be a problem. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick pass on this with my thing here, and then we'll do the other side real quick. There we go. Just a quick pass. Fresh Q-tip. Fresh alcohol. Ooh, I just saw something come off of it. That was nice. Okay, so that is our current state of the board. So, boy, yeah, look at all those like weird, like yellowy, like I guess like silvery parts. I don't know if this game's gonna work. I'll have to let you know. All right, while we're in here, what can I clean in here? That's maybe this rusty part over here. Alcohol is in theory too strong to use on cartridge, but it's also the inside, so I'm not worried as much. Also, it seems to be working, so I'll take that as a victory. Oh, look at that up there on the thing. Gross. This is a very, very dirty cartridge. I don't really have any good tools for like rust and like what to use for that. Best I think I can do is just kind of try to wipe down the obvious gross parts I can see. like where this cartridge comes together. Might get that grody toothbrush out again here in a sec too. For one last ride. Yeah. Clean. Cleaner. Squirt on there. Yeah, we're just gonna give that a scrub, I guess. I haven't even done the outside of anything yet. I'm just focusing on the insides right now. This goo, this goop. No, cleaner. Ran out. Had to do too much cleaning. Yeah, soak that up a little for me. Gross. Do it. Get that grime. All right. Hopefully that's a little better. White vinegar can remove rust. That's a good idea. Not use white vinegar. All right, let's use this toothbrush on here a little bit. Up here without goofing it too much. All right, try to put this back together. See if I can remember how it goes. Oh no, which way is up, which way is down? Again, I hate putting back Nintendo 64 games because I can never remember how it goes. That's right, you have to like get it just right. I might have this upside down. Okay, that looks right. That looks right. Okay, okay. Good, good. Now for this darn part. Yep, that kind of snaps back in. There we go. And then put our screws back in the little screw holes there to hold the shielding down. Perfect. All right, did our best. Did our best. Careful with this. Get inside those little legs there. Push it down. You know what, why not? Just stick that right back on there like nothing happened. Put these screws back in here, and then we will be back in business. I'll probably, I probably need to end the stream pretty soon, but last step is just going to be trying to clean off some of this gunk with just probably all-purpose cleaner. I probably won't do anything stronger than that, just to see if I can get it better. I know it's very stained, so I won't get it perfect, but can we at least get it better is our goal. But speaking of better, I think this Zero mission will now play. So I'll have to try it out at some point, put it in my Nintendo 64 and see if it'll go. But at least the contacts should be, oh yeah, those look at least a lot better than they did before. So, phew, look at all that junk. That's gross. That's gross. Oh boy. Okay, well that was a lot of fun cleaning stuff today. Thanks everyone for joining in, and we got to do our whole Dance Dance Revolution board. We got that. We got all of those loose games that came with it. The Wii games that all were like $1, pretty great. And then we spent some time cleaning off our other games that we had. So I think that's just gonna do it for me. Thanks again so much everyone for coming in. I should be doing yet another stream later tonight, probably some more XCOM Chimera Squad, trying to get a beat on that when I can. I'm probably about almost 2/3 of the way through it. I'm like 5/8 through the game right now, so hopefully we'll get a finish on that at some point and do that. So yeah, Texas Reverend, thanks so much for coming in. Thanks for all you do in the Macedon community. Really appreciate it. Everybody, hope you have a great Sunday and great rest of your week. And I will hope to catch you next time. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.